Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another video. This time around we are doing dragons and more dragons and more dragons. I'm basically categorizing or guiding you through every single dragon there is in Trove. So if you watched this video or if you watched one of these videos before, the intro is going to be the same for each and every single video. I'm going to use the same one for each one so I can explain to the people that do click a random one and not just the first one that this is the same, and kind of explaining how it goes. So if you've seen this intro, you can click ahead. In the description there is links to a bunch of stuff, but also to timestamps so you can get to whatever dragon you are looking for if you just want to skip ahead. But if you haven't watched this intro, I suggest you do so. There's not going to be a lot of talking or a lot of entering into this, but there is a little bit explaining why I didn't put all the dragons into the same video. It's because that over time Trove introduces new dragons, and those dragons, if I make one big video, I can't put all those, so I have to make a different one. So I decided that I wanted to do at least 3 dragons in a video, maybe more, up to like 7 or something, like some that made sense to put together. So some of the videos are a little bit longer than others, some are a little bit shorter, but they are categorizing all of them. So when they introduce new dragons, as they did not too recently, they introduced 3 new dragons. Those 3 new dragons, is just gonna end up in the playlist that is on the channel. So it's just, go through all of them as it is. It says in the title which ones is what, and also in the description, of course, so you can can figure out which dragons you are looking for. So that's basically the intro, so there's not really much more to say. That was just explaining why I did it like I did it, and not in one big video, as that there's a lot of dragons out there. And yeah, so that was the intro. Now we can start going into the dragons. Enjoy. So yeah, that is the intro for every single dragon video I do have. I have the same one, so you guys can always see the same introduction to it, and it just kind of explains all the dragon videos do, because I do one for every single one. It's been a while since I've done one of these dragon videos, and this one is a little bit special because it only came as a 1 dragon. Usually we get like up to 3 dragons, maybe sometimes 2, but usually I feel like it comes in 3s, so that's why they are also clumped together as 3s. But this is gonna be a single dragon that dropped right here with the dragon year. Well, the Chinese New Year's, right? It's gonna be the lunar one, and it's also a dragon, so that's why we're getting a dragon. Makes a lot of sense. So this is of course the bamboo dragon, and I'm gonna show you how you are going to obtain this dragon right here. And it is a little bit of a special one because it's only for a limited time. So if you're watching this after 31st of March, then the dragon is not available. That's at least what they've said, and what I've gathered. It does say that it is limited, so we don't know when it's gonna come back. So if you watch it in the future, you are going to have to wait until you can. You can always comment down below and see if it's up. I'll put some information down there. I've also put information in the description about the post that they made, their official kind of release of it. But as me, of course, releasing this video now mid February, you still have a month and a half to gather one. And it's not it's insanely hard dragon to get. It's not a complicated one. It's just gonna be time limited, and we don't know when it's gonna be back. But what we know is it is going to come back, because it has to, because it's tied into mastery. So if somebody comes back in like 2 years and the dragon doesn't come back, right? They don't have access to it. So it will come back. Maybe we just have to wait a year for it. I hope not, but we'll see what happens. That's what's kind of going on, with the Halloween dragon and all that stuff. Comes back once a year. So we'll see what happens, but you're not going to be long for gathering this dragon. So don't worry. If you start now, if you see the video, just, get the dragon and you should be fine. It's not going to take you very long to do, but let's get into how you are going to obtain it. So we moved over to the Dragon Crucible just to show you guys how it's going to be. First, you need a dragon egg. That's going to be the bamboo dragon egg right here. And the fragments are super easy also to get. Well, I don't know what the drop rates are, but the way you are going to obtain it is pretty easy to do. So we got the bamboo fragments right here. You need 100 of them. And if you cover right over here, you can also see that it says there right in the tooltip that it is going to be available while this event is going on. And again, that's until the 31st of March. So
up till May, so you still again have a month and a half as me making this video. And then you make yourself the dragon egg, and then you go ahead, of course, to the hatch dragons as they're called, and here you got the dragon as well. It's pretty nice. It does give you 500 magic damage. The maximum health is not that big of a deal, but of course the magic damage is actually significant instead of being jumps or something like that. It's gonna cost you dragon coins. Of course, we know how to get dragon coins, and then of some flux it's also gonna be, and then it's gonna be bamboo shots, and then of course the bamboo dragon egg, that one we made more before. So how are you gonna obtain the bamboo shots and also the bamboo fragments? Well, in the Forbidden Spires, let me just open up here. In the Forbidden Spires biome right over here, there's also more other places, so it's not only here, but here in the Forbidden Spires biome, this is where there's most Forbidden Spires. You run around and it's basically just small plants on the ground that is bamboo, and you just hit them with your abilities. You just hit you with your auto attack, you just shoot like that, and then you are going to obtain the bamboo shots. You need 10,000 of these. So you can say I have 10 because I needed to see. I didn't get any of the fragments in those first one I defeated. But yeah, it's just all over the ground and you are going to find it. There is some mods on PC. You can find these a lot easier, of course, these. And when you then get these, the bamboo shots, by going around trying to gather 10,000 of these, they are not tradable. Hopefully in those 10,000 you are going to obtain that was right here, the fragments as well, the bamboo dragon fragments. So it's just like when you're fishing, basically you're just there for fishing, and sometimes you are going to get yourself a water dragon fragment, for example, just running around, just fishing. You can see me just fishing around. I have more than I need and I already have this dragon, right? So the same thing is going to happen with this one. It's not guaranteed that you are going to get 100 fragments inside those 10,000 fragments. But it is more or less big chance that it is going to do so. Of course, we do have also, of course, the days where you have the gathering day on Tuesdays. Gathering day on Tuesdays, that might give you, they're at least gonna give you more bamboo, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if that increases the chance of it. And then again, we also have the Dragon Day where you usually get more fragments. That might be tied into it. So I wouldn't say one day is better than the other, because usually it's not really always that intuitive, because dragon fragments, for example, from boxes do not work with Dragon Day, for example. So if you have a dragon, or if you need to get fragments out of boxes for a dragon, it's not going to be more on Fridays, for example. It's just going to be the same, so you can open those boxes any day. There's some other dragons out there. So I would basically go with either day that is the first one you're going to be there. So if you see this on Monday, you just go on Tuesday and get as many as you can, and then see how many fragments you do get, and then wait until Friday and then do it again, and hopefully you get some more fragments, and just use at least those 2 days. If you don't have time those 2 days, if you're really in a hurry, just do it as soon as you can and then get it over with. If you like on the 30th or something like that, just go out there and do it. And you of course don't get benefit from these 2 days, but again, I have no clue if they actually do that big of a difference to it. The best thing is just to go out there and just gather as much as you can. So yeah, again, not always just because it's Dragon Day you are gonna get more dragon fragments, because it's not always works like that. They might have fixed it, but just what I last heard from boxes and stuff like that. So at least use these 2 days. Again, if you have all fragments, for example, if you got them all on Friday, for example, but you're still missing bamboo, I'm pretty sure the bamboo is going to be more on Tuesdays. I'm kind of gonna guarantee that, because it is a harvesting thing. So usually you get more of that. But anyways, that is how you're going to obtain it. I'll just show you really quickly before we end. I am going to show you what they look like in the Forbidden Spires. Alright, we end the Forbidden Spires, and I'm going to show you what they look like. So they look like these small things here, and as I said, I just go up there and you just hit it with your attack. It seems like there's some bigger ones and some smaller ones. These seem to be the smaller ones. There's also these weeds. This is not for it, but you can't hit those with your thing there, with your attack. You have to click that one to go so, but you can see there is different ones as well. You can also see there's these white flowers. These are not the ones. As you can see, it is these ones. So just go around and you are going to just defeat it, and it's going to be up the hills and down everywhere. It's going to be everywhere, as you can see here. Oh, that was a big one right there, and there is some more there. So you can just go again and sweep it all up there. So let me show you how much I actually got. Let me see. It should be under here somewhere, maybe. Maybe I can find it. That I should have looked where it was before I started. Yeah, so I'm already on 50, which is of course along to 10,000 still, but it you know, it took, well, what took this like 3 seconds or something like that, get these, and you can just keep going as well to gather it all. So that's how you are going to get it to look like that. So anyways, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.